Hey, Mark Shepard here, honesthypnosis.com. And something weird happened. I just jumped in the shower and the lights were flickering. It's a pretty hot day here in August, and then I went to turn on the lights in my main room where I do most of my shoots, and there was barely enough electricity, it seemed, to light these little light bulbs that are in my chandelier. So I don't know if it's a brownout, but I'm still making my message for you. I don't know if I'll get it online to you today, but that's one of the reasons why we want to, if there's something really important in our lives, we want to do it first. And today, for me, what was really on the front burner for me, my one thing this morning was doing some more work on my Crush Anxiety Now course. And I'm kind of moving several courses forward at the same time, and that's really how I find that I work the best. That because I'm a songwriter, like I can sustain like a 3 to 5 minute project, and then I set it aside. Right? I pick up the guitar, work on it a little bit, and then I set it aside. My one thing is to do one thing at a time, but to keep that higher picture, that transformation purpose behind everything, and go, okay, today what's top of the priority, and to begin and to do that. So I'm a little late today getting my my daily mind mastery out to you, but for me, the daily mind mastery today is less important than moving my course forward, right? And I try to do both. I try to start with my mind mastery, and then after I do that, I do my coursework. I just noticed that since it's so hot, I wanted to get the stuff done that I'd been not quite getting to, and so I'm learning in the process of mastering my own mind how to get the most important thing done every day. What is the most important thing? It changes. However, I block off my morning time. That's really when I am the most creative, and I block that off every single day. Even on Sundays, even on Saturdays, I have made a commitment to myself, not to you guys, but to me, to keep that appointment with myself and to go, you know what? Consistency was never one of my strong suits, and I'm going to be consistent every day. My big picture is to create transformational experiences for people through my words and music, right? To touch the lives of other people in a positive, profound, transformational way, using my talents, my skills, my abilities, and to share that in a way that makes it kind of a journey that we're doing together. I'm working on my stuff every single day, and I want to attract people into my world like you, who are working on your stuff every day, and people who realize that, you know what, this is an adventure. This is what I like to call kind of the game. I watched my youngest son play video games. He's really into video games. And I watched him for a while, and I kind of got that, you know, he's exploring these worlds. Even if you know anything about video games, there's a game called Minecraft, and people like kind of create their own little worlds in this game, and they go deep, and you know, but that's what we're doing in everyday life. And for me, I'm not going to play it in a video game. I'm going to create my life in a video game. And in some games, I think there was a game called Skyrim or something like that. And I watched my son pick his character and pick his avatar, and then his avatar began to build skill levels, and it was kind of interesting because that's what we're doing in life. And video games are so intoxicating and so addicting because in many ways they enable people to have a life experience that is virtual, and so they can try lots of different worlds, and they can take all kinds of risks, and if they get killed in the game, it's no big deal. They can start over, right? This game is a little more serious. If you get killed in this game, you get killed, right? And it's game over. So I'm not going that far, but I'm realizing that every single day there's a new level, right? It's a new level, and I'm being tested by myself, by my spirit, by whatever it is that is animating this physical body. I call it a meat puppet. What is it, you know, that is actually going on. We don't know, but let's explore it, right? So really, daily mind mastery is about moving forward in your game, in the game of your life. And I like calling it a game because then it's fun, right? It's not work, it's fun. And it may be challenging fun. Like climbing a mountain. People climb mountains for fun. They're sweating, they're climbing, they're working, they're, and then they get to the top of the mountain. I've had this experience when I've climbed a mountain, and it's just like, oh man, I have to go down now? Right? And then you have the climbing up and the climbing down, or if you're in the Grand Canyon, you're climbing down and then you climb up. The mountain climb is after you, right? So, but people do that for fun. That's fun, right? But in our regular life, we go, oh, it's so much work. Well, what if you even approached your job as, how can I use this to level up? How can I use everything that happens today in this job that I may not even like to level up? How can I use my thoughts about my job? How can I be aware of what it is in this job that is good and what could be improved? Or, I had the thought the other day that, find work you love, right? If you're doing work you love, it's play, right? However, that's not where most people are. Most people are doing work that they wouldn't do if they weren't paid. I mean, if your boss said, by the way, there's no more money, but we want you to keep working, you wouldn't go in, right? Or if you won the lottery, if you won $10 million tomorrow, you'd probably be like, well, see you guys, right? But you are at work. I don't know if you're watching this at work, I don't know if that's a no or not. But if you're watching this at work, or if you're in work that you're not enjoying, what if, here's the challenge, here's the mind mastery challenge of the day. What if if you don't love the work you're doing, what if you pretended you loved it? What if you found a way to love it? What if you found a way to milk your work, right? To milk all the things that you do that you may not want to do. What if you found a way to use that, to turn that into a bunch of little Kaizen forward steps, right? To know that, okay, well, here's this thing in this job, and this has been in every job, and it's a place where I have resistance, and, I need to work it through. Because you can't get to a career you love if you don't actually master the thoughts and beliefs that tell you you can't have that, right? So have it now. What if this career, what if the job you're in today, with all its challenges, with all its annoying things, with all the people that trigger you, with all the stuff, the bureaucracy, the meetings, the red tape, the forms to fill out, whatever it is you don't like, what if that was the supreme gift for you? Because once you figure out how to either do it or delegate it, how to handle it, how to release it, how to say no to it, how to say yes to it in a way that makes it enjoyable for you, that's really what you're here for, isn't it? Isn't that, Carlos Castaneda's teacher Don Juan said, find a path with heart, right? But ultimately all paths lead to the same place. We will die. And this is the thing I keep coming back to, not in a morbid way, but in a way of, hey, this hot, sticky day, we're sweating, it's amazing. It could be my last day. It could be the last day I look out through these eyes at this world, at this level, right? So what is it that you can shift in your thinking today that will make the work you're doing have a little bit of a spark, a little bit of a shine, a little bit of meaning to you beyond just the paycheck? How can you turn your work today into your purpose, into this purpose-driven life that people are talking about, right? Because that's ultimately what brings happiness. And in every multimillionaire that writes a book and talks about their secret to success or whatever, they all talk about how at some point the money is really not motivational, right? People that have found, like men who have gone through a phase in their life where You know, they never had a date, right? And suddenly they get a date and they start learning how to interact with women in a positive way. And they have more than one woman in their life, and they learn that all of a sudden it's just like, oh, you know what? I can now make distinctions between just having a date and having a date with someone whose company I truly enjoy, right? And so there are shifts, there are little subtle shifts that happen in every area of our lives that can turn something that's painful and frustrating and struggling into your opportunity to transform your mind, your life, your experiences, your relationship, your career, your physical health. All these different areas are opportunities to do some transformational work. So that's my thought for today. Your assignment, your takeaway today is to take something that you didn't like doing and find a way to change your thinking about it so that it becomes a step towards your ultimate purpose, right? And if you don't know what your ultimate purpose is, maybe that's what it is finding your ultimate purpose. Maybe that's the lifelong challenge that we all have, is to pursue our ultimate purpose for being here. Why did we come here? Why did we step into these little bodies? These, I like to call them spaceships, you know, because it's literally a spaceship. This is our vehicle to move around the world in. And we think it's a world here. We think, you know, that there's a window, there's a wall, I can touch it. But really, they're just, you know, atoms spinning around, right? Kind of like if you look up at the stars, there's a lot of space. If we go deep into what makes us up, we are literally energy zipping around, right? In some organized form. I don't want to get too deep with you, but play with this today. Play with the idea that this is perfect. How can I make it even more interesting? How can I make it more enjoyable? How can I change my mindset enough to make this one thing that needs to get done today pleasurable, satisfying, on purpose? On purpose. So today, think about, how can I make this part of my purpose? How can I be on purpose right now? What's the one thing that I can do right now that will make everything else easier or unnecessary? That's the question I've been asking myself as I've been reading the book, The One Thing. And I think it's powerful. I've been kind of on that track for a while, but it's nice to have someone else who's gone ahead of me and who is sharing that information. And so I'm sharing that with you. So today, master your mind for a change. Master your mind for a change. Enjoy the process of mastery. Step by step, Kaizen, little bits at a time, moving forward every single day, loving yourself, loving yourself, loving yourself. And I will see you on the inside. My name is Mark Shepard, and this is HonestHypnosis.com.